Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Madals and today I have got game number 2 of a best of 3 coming up. It is between a cool Protoss and an awesome Zerg. And well, game number 1 was pretty swish with some great control. Can number 2 live up to the same feat? Well, spawning down in the bottom left hand position of Derelict Watcher, it's the red Zerg, it's HyuN. And his opponent, in the top right, the purple Protoss, Patience. He's currently 1-0 up in this series, and really game number 1 let him show just how good his control was. It was the force fields that won in that game. They were incredible, just insanely good, just incredible micro, and yeah, that's how you win a game, with a good timing push, with great micro. It's tough to hold in. HyuN maybe making an error in judgment by getting down the infestation pit for a fast hive before the Hydralisk den, perhaps not realizing that push was coming. Got himself into a tough spot, but either way, Patience showing that he's certainly a contender to do exceptionally well in this series. HyuN has got a feat to win 2 games in a row now if he wants to take the series. And of course Patience, he's got a good position, being 1 game up already. So, as you can hear, my cough has not magically healed itself between the 2 games, but I am trying to minimize it. It's New Year's Eve, and for about the last week, anyone who's been tuning in, I've had a terrible cough, and I can't miss the last cast of 2013 potentially. So yeah, I'm casting anyway, soldiering on. Now, for the moment, Patience just going for the same build, gateway expand, getting the 2 gases up, all nice and safe. HyuN mixing things up though, not going hatch pull, instead getting the spawning pull down first. A safer build, a bit more secure, and allows him to put on a bit of pressure, which he may want to utilise since Derelict Watcher, it's hard for a Protoss player to take a 3rd base on this map, and so HyuN might try and take advantage of that and be a bit more of the aggressor this game. So, Derelict Watcher, what other key things are there? Mutalisks can be quite nice just to come and harass around with. It's not the greatest map for them either though. Other cool things are Swarm Host play can be very nice. You can come and just siege up very easily into the natural and 3rd if a Protoss player tries to take it. Airplay for Protoss is actually really solid because the 3rd for a Berserk is a bit more vulnerable. That's something you can keep a good eye out on. But remember, since HyuN has gone for that pull hatch opening, he's not going to have a 3rd base until about the 6 to 7 minute mark. That's generally when you'd see it come down in a normal game. Now, HyuN sending a couple of lings over the map, just going to get a little bit more vision. Getting his first gas now, so quite a late gas, but that's because he's just going for a very standard build. He doesn't need speed up uber fast. He can just instead get a couple of lings and keep pressure out that way. Meanwhile, the Mothership Core coming out for Patience, and his natural base is getting secured up. So, Overlord knows everything that's coming. The 2 lings are going to try and harass a little, go and see into the main base exactly what's going on, and this is just a scouting move for HyuN. He may try and pick off that pylon, knowing that there probably won't be too much there. The Mothership Core is going to try and put an end to those 2 lings and will scare them back, which is mildly frustrating, but HyuN not going into the main yet because there isn't too much that can actually be seen at this point by what HyuN's already known, which is that it's a gateway expand timing. There can't be any tech in the main yet, it'll be too early. It'll be coming down around the kind of 4:30 to 5 minute mark is when you could earliest see it, so sending those lings anywhere before then wouldn't have served a benefit. So I think it's a good move by HyuN, just keeping those lings alive, because now he's got, of course, more vision about. He can check for proxy pylons, hold watchtowers, and generally have a good time. So, Stargate once more coming down for Patience. Will it be those Phoenix again? Maybe. Is he going to mix it up a bit, go for an Oracle or something? A lot of it will probably depend on if he did scout out whether there was a 3rd there yet for HyuN, but not opting to go and check it for the moment. Actually doing no scouting this game so far, but HyuN is definitely going to be the aggressor here. 12 lings in production. He wants to go and punish this natural base that's being left very wide open. He's not seen any wall off. HyuN is aware that this is a greedy play by Patience, and considering he's only working off of a single gateway's worth of production, and it's a single gateway, not a warp gate, he's only got 2 sentries there, may be able to sneak a 3rd, sending these lings round the side, trying to prevent them getting scouted in the middle, but it's the Mothership Core sitting there that's going to get most of the vision. A Photon Overcharge can be used as a natural base, which will aid with the defense, and it's going to mean that with force fields on the ramp, of course Patience can hold this area, but still, the Zerglings should be able to kill a worker or 2 as long as they get straight in there. So Photon Overcharge instantly triggered, great reactions by Patience, but a good number of probes should go down here. They are going to get pulled back, but nice force fields by Patience, minimizing the losses taken, and only 2 workers killed. There were 12 lings, now down to 5. That was not a cost-effective trade, and Patience once again just showing how fantastic he is with that force field placement, zoning out the lings and keeping most of the probes alive, allowing the photon overcharge to pick away at them. So, third base is nearly finished now for HyuN. It's 3/4 done. He's adding in some spore coolers, having seen, of course, these Phoenix picking away at his overlords. And everything Patience doing in this game is very similar. Apart from this, +1 air attack is getting researched. The robotic facility coming down again, the couple of gateways to the front, but it's the +1 air weapons that is now new. And I'm going to be keeping a close eye on what comes out of this Stargate. For the moment, it's just a couple more Phoenix. He went to 5 in game number 1. Will he opt to get some more this game? Maybe. Will he just get some Void Rays out? That's a good possibility as well. But for the moment, HyuN getting down the Rotron, getting down the lair, and really playing things the same as he did in the first game too, apart from being a bit more aggressive early on. So the Forge is about to finish up. Probably going to see +1 ground weapons come down from this. It usually is a good decision to get that regardless of what you're doing, unless you're going purely Sky Toss, which is not too common nowadays. But regardless, HyuN just droning up, playing things relatively steady, adding in that Rotron, of course, and once more going for the Infestation Pit before the Hydra Den. Really interesting choice, and I'm keeping a close eye out on what he gains from this. Other than, of course, getting the Hive earlier, he makes himself very vulnerable since he doesn't get Pathogen Glands or Enduring Locusts. He doesn't have Infestors or doesn't have any Swarm Hosts to help defend, so it's just for that earlier Hive. Now, Patience this game is playing it a bit more for the late to phases. He's getting the Robotics Bay down. He's also, of course, cleaning out these lings that are about and going to go and try and secure up his third. So, a different strategy from the Protoss. Will this favour HyuN, considering he's gotten that very fast Infestation Pit play once more? Now, HyuN isn't getting that much of a... Oh, actually, no, he's got a great scout down already. He's got that Overseer in there straight away. He's taking a bit of damage though back at home with these Phoenix coming in. Bit of area, not covered by those Spore Coolers. 11 workers getting taken out. That's a big loss there for HyuN, unfortunately. But the big win for HyuN is that he's seen pretty much everything. But, ooh, the Robotics Bay that HyuN saw has been cancelled and has been switched to the Twilight Council and a second Forge. This could be a 2-1 blink timing that's going to be coming down here. And that'd be very, very cool to see that come through. Because, of course, everything HyuN's doing at the moment is going for the late game. Expecting to see some Colossi. Isn't yet opting to get down any Spire, meaning that he's probably going to go for some Vipers nice and early, which is generally what you see if you do get that early Hive and Infestation Pit. But still, this is a big switch up from Patience. A nice little bit of mind games coming in after the scout. And HyuN, again, thinking that it's Colossi on the way, thinking that he's safe, is getting up a 4th in response to an expected 3rd base to be getting secured by Patience. And HyuN playing for the late game, getting the Macro Hatchery down to. Patience sees the Macro Hatch. Is he going to be able to scout out that there is the 4th base? Well, he should do if he's active with these Phoenix. Gonna get a Queen. That's a lovely little pick off there. And of course, with that +1 air weapons, these Phoenix just so much more powerful and really paying the price for that. Hydras are out on the field now. We've got Hydra Speed coming through too. Ling's just keeping a good little eye on everything. HyuN has got good map vision. His creep spread could be a little bit better, to be fair, but he's got a long way to spread it out across, so just trying to get all of the avenues covered as quickly as he can. Templar Archives also coming down. Charge is on its way, but now HyuN will see it all with that Overseer, so it's not going to be any blink. Instead, just going up for, obviously, some kind of Archon play. Charge Archons with a couple of Immortals in the mix. A very powerful composition. And HyuN is going to have to be careful defending it. But he does have his Spire, so that could be for some Mutalisk play. Maybe a big Mutatech switch also on the cards. But Vipers still going to be coming out. HyuN definitely wanting to be very careful about what Patience does have. Wanting to have those Blinding Clouds and Abducts so he can get it into bite-sized chunks. Now, the problem with getting Vipers out, though, is since the Templar Archives are there, High Templar on the field give feedbacks. Feedbacks instantly pop Vipers most of the time and can really reduce how effective they are to basically nothing unless the Vipers are controlled absolutely perfectly. But for the moment, it's the Phoenix that are dealing the big damage. HyuN losing over 10 times more resources than Patience so far this game, and the majority of which has been damage done by these Phoenix. Look at them all racking up a good number of kills. The workers kill count up at 19. HyuN still at 76 workers, but 65 probes there, and losing that 19 workers is going to be frustrating for HyuN. Not to mention the number of spores and spines that are being placed down, which again reduces the drone count, and also takes a big hit in terms of just obviously taking up some resources. The Greater Spire is coming down, so this is interesting from HyuN. He's going to be going Broodlords, which is something that I haven't seen in a ZVP for a long time. But he's also trying to transition into that by getting a lot of Roaches and Hydras out to defend in the mid-game for the moment. Whether it works though, we've got to keep an eye on what Patience doing. And he's just getting down more Immortals, more upgrades, and obviously these Archons in there too. It's a powerful force, and one that could be very difficult for HyuN to deal with if it moves out anytime soon. So HyuN, he's got to be cautious because he's being kept back, he's being forced to be very defensive just due to these little Zealot splinter groups coming through. Yes, there's a Spine Crawler, but 2-1 Zealots, soon to be 3-1 Zealots, are very good at dealing with static defense. The Phoenix as well, floating about, picking up anything they can find here, there and everywhere. The Phoenix are going to get nullified somewhat by the fact that Corruptors are down, but the Greater Spire... Ooh, the Spire wasn't scouted there. I thought Patience was definitely going to go over there, and that's why I even started saying that actually he was going to scout it, but for the moment, not seeing that critical key bit of tech and instead pulling back, and this could be an opportunity for HyuN since he's got the Broodlords now morphing. Has Patience missed his opportunity to really end this? Of course, Broodlords are vulnerable to Tempest and Void Rays. Void Rays can be made, but no Fleet Beacon means no Tempest for the moment. However, with the Vipers there, this army can get kind of splintered out into bite-sized chunks. Storm is down, which means, of course, the Hydralisk's very vulnerable to some storms, and Zealots running through. But the army starting to move forward. We've got Guardian Shield activated. We've got a couple of High Templar ready to feed back onto the Vipers. There are, for the moment, only the 2 Vipers, so not too much threat there. But Patience, seeing these Broodlords, kites them backwards. Storms most of the ground army. There's still some more storms in the bank as well. Archons now being made. Blinding Clouds very effective here, and a big warping of Stalkers should mean that the Broodlords are incredibly vulnerable because the ground army has just been decimated by those storms. Patience simultaneously harassing that 4th place with Zealots and doing a great job. The one thing going for HyuN though is he's got some Roaches in the natural and 3rd of Patience, so damage being done on both sides for the moment, but it's really the ground army for Patience that's looking terrifying. He's got so much stuff here, a lot of Immortals. It's going to be very challenging for HyuN to try and stop that, adding the fact that HyuN has got some of his army spread out, counter-attacking. Has he done enough damage? Well, Patience is now up in the worker count, and he's dealing with these counter-pushes a lot better than HyuN is. HyuN still hasn't dealt with this main army that's knocking at his door. The Immortals dealing a lot of damage, some good abducts going down, picking apart those Roaches though. These Immortals are dealing so much damage that even the abducts can't get these Immortals down quickly enough. The Hatchery getting focused now and gets taken down. The Broodlords are all gone, and HyuN looking to be in a very troublesome spot. And Patience just pressing home this win. +1 air weapons will kick in, but oh, too late. There's nothing to benefit from it. And of course, without any real income to save, HyuN has got a bit of a problem because the army is still knocking at his door. It's 72 army supply to just 45 with those Roaches in production, and those Roaches are going to struggle to deal with this many Immortals, Stalkers and Archons. HyuN pulling those drones, trying to hold on, but this is looking very much like Patience game. Yes, he's lost most of his economy back home, but GG is called, and Patience will take the series 2-0. So congratulations to him. If you enjoyed the cast, make sure you like the video, leave a cool comment, and of course subscribe. I get new games up every day, even on New Year's Eve when I've got a chest infection. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you all tomorrow in 2014 with yet another new cast. It's been a pleasure, it's been an awesome year, and I hope to enjoy the next one with you all too. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.